Hi, so today I have Mikael and Kevin with us today to talk about ITIL and Lean. So I have a couple of questions actually to really ask our expert here today. So where I have seen that market have really confused about all this area that they should actually try to take it up. Okay, so with the continuous actually business changes in Agile, so what do you see that ITIL will actually take place in ITSM?
Actually, the position has not really changed, right? Managing your infrastructure, that's basically the background where ITIL came from, is still a very crucial thing. Actually, right now, when we talk about Agile concepts and Lean concepts, when we talk about digital transformation, a good working infrastructure is even more crucial. But things have moved, technology has moved on, and it is, for that reason, still very important to have a good architecture in place. And in today's world, with the rapid changes we are dealing with, we really need to have an infrastructure that is highly available, highly stable, and that is very difficult to achieve without structure. And
I see.
ITIL still provides that structure.
So I would say companies should now even more emphasize and improve their IT processes to respond to Agile. This is what you're saying, right?
It's a very basic prerequisite. When we talk about Agile, we talk about, especially from a business perspective, about autonomous teams that continuously come with new, innovative ideas and solutions, but that needs to land somewhere where it works.
I see.
And right now, what we really see is a shift, where IT was in a corner back in a company, which is predominantly managed by cost and quality. We see that the forefront of technology comes really more closer to either the business or the customers.
I see.
Yeah, so the place of IT is definitely changing.
I see. So on the other hand, what do you see in the main roadblock in the company when you try to adopt ITIL? As far as concerned, I see many companies, they have attend training, but somehow I still don't see that ITIL has really worked out for them actually.
We see that a lot, and we help a lot of customers either to help them to embed these type of processes or structures, or we help them to actually improve. And today we did do a session to let people view processes in a different way and how to actually optimize those type of processes by using lean concepts.
I see.
The biggest hurdle is change.
I see.
And when we talk about digital transformation, agile transformation, lean transformation, or help an organization to implement ITIL or IT service management, as we call that, it's the adopting space of an organization that makes it useful or not. If people don't want to change their behavior and attitude towards things, and process document is not going to help anybody.
I see.
And that is where we actually basically really are specialized in how to let an organization adapt and adopt a new way of working.
So there must be a strong drive that actually drive the change, what you're saying, right? Because most of them actually don't see that the need to change, so they remain the same.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the challenge is always, that is where we actually find the charm, is to let people see the benefits. Nobody wants to change if they don't see the benefits.
I see.
Yeah, and that goes for people that execute, but also for the leaders in an organization. So the benefits, normally, and no matter which type of concept you're using, the benefits needs to be very clear from the start, and that then becomes a target for the implementation. Otherwise, it's a rather unguided approach.
And there's no way they will go.
No, that is one, but if you implement processes for the sake of implementing processes,
I see.
And I've seen a lot of organizations do that because suddenly ITIL became a hype. That was in the 80s, or actually the 90s. It really spun off in Europe. Later it came here. Right now I hear a lot of organizations talk about Agile.
I see.
And a lot of organizations want to implement Agile because their neighbors are implementing Agile. That will not provide value. You need to have a very clear direction of what you want to achieve with it. That gives you focus, that gives you scoping. And then it makes sense to establish processes that actually to support the value you want to create.
Okay. So I think in the market right now, I think there's also ITIL V3 and there's a new one comes up, ITIL 4.
Yep.
So what is the main difference actually between these two in a nutshell?
So ITIL V3 was created since 2007, and it was how we looked at ITIL from a lifecycle perspective in terms of the delivery of services. So we see services from a lifecycle perspective. It goes through strategy, it goes through design, it goes through transition, operation, and operation. And then we had CSI there to make sure that we improve our services. So that was a very traditional way of implementing services and managing services on a day-to-day basis. But over the last few years, where the concept of Agile and Lean and DevOps have come in, we have noticed that ITIL has in a way not as flexible as how we will implement processes in autonomous teams in a DevOps environment. So ITIL 4 has come in to give the flexibility to move away from that waterfall approach of life cycle perspective into what we call a value system, service value chain concept to allow autonomous teams that are running DevOps and an Agile environment to implement practices that they would have full control of, at the same time being responsible for the services that they are putting into production. So ITIL 4 gives them that flexibility, capability, and even authority and responsibility to manage the services within their responsibility, within their own area.
So you were saying that ITIL V3 look at processes.
Yep.
Whereas ITIL 4, I heard about the keyword is value. So we look at the value
and practices
derived from the process.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's where the flexibility comes in.
That is where, yes.
I think also one of the things, if I look at what is the whole concept between Agile, those organizations that have applied Scrum know what it means, but you have very small effective teams which are considered to be autonomous, so they don't need to ask others for permission, they can act by themselves. And if I have a small autonomous team, let's say 10 people, I'm not going to write procedures for that, right? And that is why we at ITIL 4 really is focusing on practices. This is how you practice solving incidents. This is how you practice solving problems. This is how you practice implementing changes.
I see. Okay.
So it's more than just a change of number.
I see.
It's quite a big turnover.
Yep.
In my opinion.
So I also see that we talk about Agile as DevOps. So what do you see Lean actually role in ITSM moving forward? Because I think most of the people also start looking at Lean actually in another perspective in the company.
Right. So if you talk about processes, so we know why we have processes is to able to standardize all the activities we do, define roles and responsibilities, and it's very good at that because at the end of the day, we achieve the intended purpose or the goal of that particular process. But the issues we have with process is they may not be efficient. There's a lot of non-value added activities that need to take place. There could be a lot of waste like wait time, waiting for approvals, getting documentation from one department to another department and so on, that actually contributes to the process being inefficient in some way. So where Lean comes in and complements ITIL is that Lean goes in and evaluates the process that has been implemented and looks for what we call waste. So if we can identify those waste, like just typical example is the wait time it takes to even plan for something. If it takes me 5 days, could I reduce that to in 4 days or 3 days? Thus, Lean complements ITIL by looking for waste, eliminating those wastes, increasing our value-added activities, and thereby making the process more efficient.
I see.
It gives a lot more structure at what we in version 3 we were calling it continuous improvement. And Lean gives a lot more structure to it. We focus from much more from a business perspective to the value of a process, and that's the value stream talk as well. Instead of having the discussion, then we hear that back again always, faster, cheaper, better.
Yep.
It becomes
quality.
a little bit more focused on what the real value behind the process is, because it's not always about
So
faster,
there need
cheaper,
strong
better.
justifications behind what we are doing now, which lean actually comes in to justify the value. How much are we actually, the ways we need to actually look at and things like that, right?
It actually enhances what we are doing and make sure that we actually deliver value to the customers.
I see.
Because that's what the customer wants. The customer wants to make sure that whatever IT is doing for me, there is value in it. So that's where Lean comes in and gives that flexibility to the IT organization to evaluate themselves to make sure that everything they do delivers value to the customer.
So thanks for your time for this such short
Thanks for the
interview.
couch.
Okay, and I hope we will actually have more insight from both of you.
It would be a pleasure.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.